So I was gardening the other day and it just hit me. Now I know why plants hate math. It gives them square roots. All right, mathletes, thank you for joining us today. And no, we're not going to talk about square roots, but we're going to talk about something that's related. We're going to talk about squaring numbers, right? So this idea, we're going to make it really easy for you to understand. All right, so here we go. 7 times 7, we've all seen that before. We know it's 49, and 2 times 2 is 4. So before we jump in, right, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this in a new light, right? So when I say 7 times 7, another way of stating this is really 7 squared, right? And it involves a square, right? But that's for another video. So this, we could also rewrite this, right? Or pronounce this as 7 squared. So this reads 7 squared, because when I say 7 squared, that just means 7 times 7. Likewise, 2 times 2, that just reads, right, 2 squared. It means the exact same thing. So whenever you see 2 squared, that just means 2 times 2. So these numbers over here, the products, right, the results, like 49 and 4, that's what you get from squaring a whole number. So when I square 7, I get the 49. When I square 2, I get 4. So 49 and 4, those are what we call square numbers. All right, so those are square numbers. All right, so we talked about 2, let's talk about 3. All right, so 3 times 3, another way of writing this is using exponents, right? So 3 and this exponent, this little number up here, tells us how many times we wrote down the 3, how many times we're going to multiply 3. So we're going to multiply 3 times itself 2 times. So again, this is the way of writing 3 squared. So whenever you hear someone say 3 squared or something squared, that's just telling us our exponent is 2. All right, so 3 squared equals 9. But of course, we might multiply 3 many more times itself, right? So say I'm going to multiply 3 times itself 4 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. The way I would write that would be 3 to the 4th power, right? But today our focus is just talking about square numbers, meaning I'm going to multiply some number times itself, right? And that's it. So that's what squaring is referencing. Making sense? All right, so here's question 2 for you. Comment down below. What do you get when you get 8, when you have 8 squared, right? What do you get when you have 9 squared? What do you get when you have 10 squared? And remember what we just talked about, all right? So go ahead, comment down below and let us know what you get. All right, so hopefully that idea is pretty easy. And the only thing we're gonna leave you with, mathletes, is, well, what happens when I have a decimal? Well, the rules never change. If I have a fraction, the rules never change. It just means whatever number you're squaring, you multiply it times itself. And if you're using one of these fancy calculators, what you're gonna look for is one of 2 things. Number 1, there might be a caret button that looks like this, or you might have a calculator that looks like this, and this is our exponent button, right? Different calculators have different buttons to represent. So look how this base of x has an exponent of y. So you're looking for some function in your calculator that has something that looks like this, or your caret, your exponent button, right? So if I were to do this in the calculator, I would write 6.3, hit my caret button here, and then I would write my exponent, 2. So if I hit 2, I'll probably see that right there. And then once I hit enter, right, I'll hit enter, and that would give me the answer of 39.69. So decimals, the rules don't change. It just gives us a little bit more work, but nothing hard. All right, and I lied. The last thing I want to talk about is what happens when we get into negative bases, right? Negative 2 squared. Some of you have dealt with negative numbers, others haven't, but just know the rules don't change. All that means is a negative 2 times a negative 2. So that's what's awesome about math, right? The rules never change. And remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. So we're just left with positive 4. All right, mathletes. So hopefully the short video was helpful. smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.